What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, in today's video, we're going over Solana as its price is still hovering within the same general area that we have been over the last few weeks, but a trade is getting very clear and we could possibly see some gains coming extremely soon. So with that said, of course, let's go ahead and let's get straight into the videos. So looking at Solana, I have been tracking, of course, this ascending wedge for the last few weeks now, right? Realistically, for about almost 2 months now, we've been stuck within the lows and the highs of this ascending wedge. Now, I told you guys, more often than not, right? This is the best way to say it. More often than not, when we are in a macro downturn, we go into an ascending wedge, we will usually break to the downside. In a good scenario, we'll break to the downside, establish support, and continue upwards. But in some scenarios, of course, we do continue downwards and use this as a bit of a bear market rally, similar to what we saw back here, right? In which we can say we saw a nice little rally here, macro downtrend, nice rally, continuation to the downside, okay? So there is a possibility and a strong likelihood in a comparison to ratios that we do see something of this nature, okay? Now, as we have been expecting that these things will usually not break to the upside, well, we've also been looking for any signs that a break could be coming relatively soon, and I think we are getting one right now. Now, whenever we look at this, okay, let's go ahead and let's just get rid of these red lines for now so it becomes very clear. What we can see is a pretty strong symmetrical triangle slash ascending triangle, right? It's just barely rising to the top side, but more often than not, we will just call this a symmetrical triangle. Now, generally speaking, when we have symmetrical triangles, they will start to give us very easy abilities, at least, to see where the breakouts and the breakout targets would be. So based off of this symmetrical triangle and this symmetrical triangle only, I am now preparing my next trade. Well, personally speaking, what I'm going to do is say that this thing can break up or it can break down. Again, you guys are going to say, so you're saying it can go up or down? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I have no idea what the future holds, but I know how to prepare for it to maximize gains. That's my game. And so what we can see is that if at any given point we see Solana's price break out above key resistance, currently sitting around $45, then I am going to be accumulating on Solana, expecting another visit to the top side of our wedge, which could look like anywhere from, 15 to even up to 20% in gains, of course, depending on how long it takes to revisit the top side. It seems very likely that if we get a breakout similar to, say, this nature, and we hold that support, that we will see another extension towards the upside, again, back up towards $55. Now, I'm not too sure that that's going to happen, honestly. The reason I say that is because look at every time we've touched the top side of this triangle, it has been a wick, and a wick, and a wick. Every single time we get up towards this level, the bears immediately go into play and the bulls are not continuously stepping in, and the price is near immediately correcting to the downside. We're not holding anywhere near this level, so I'm not quite sure that we will be able to see this breakout to the upside here. Another reason is that if we go in on the 4-hour charts and look at the RSI, we did get a drive of bearish divergence in which we did put in here this lower low, as you can see, while going in and mutually putting in a lower high there, while mutually putting in a higher high on the price. That says that although the price climbed, momentum is waning, and that is usually an early indicator that a correction to the downside could very possibly be on the way. So in preparation for the fact that we very possibly could see a breakout to the downside here, what I'm doing is preparing my shorting strategy. Now, this is the most high percentage strategy that I have used over the last 2 years. It has worked in the last 2 months. I've done it 8 times and I am 8 for 8 on it. And I do believe this to be one of the best strategies in the time of a bear market, at least. So what this consists of is taking a structure of this nature. Now, when you have a structure of this nature, generally what happens is that if you break to the downside, your breakdown targets or the levels that you will take profits are the times in which you touch the bottom side of the structure. So what I would go ahead and say is that if we break to the downside here for Solana, we are extremely likely to first and foremost revisit $39.21. If we lose that one, it's very likely we then push down to $37.60. And if we lose that one, we're very likely to push to $35.13. I have used this, again, multiple times through the bear market. All I do is simply, once we start getting 4-hour closes below this level, the daily close confirms it, I start shorting, usually on very small leverage, 2 to 3x at most. And what I'll do is just short it. I'll take a little bit of profit at $39.21 and I'll watch it. If we get a bounce, perfect. We made an awesome short trade. We get out with profit, no problem. If the price bounces and then corrects and continues back down under 39, boom, I'll start shorting again to 37.60, and then I'll do the same process. If we bounce, great. If not, and we start to crash again once we lose 37.60, I'll short it down to $35.13, and then finally we would have a breakdown target at $32 if we were to lose $35.13. Okay, so it's a very easy strategy. It's one that's super easy to follow, but it is extremely effective, and I will be taking this on if at any given point the price of Solana does come down to start to crash below this key level of support that we have been holding ever since July 13th, or roughly about a month ago. Okay, so it's a very easy formula, as I mentioned to you all earlier. We break out to the upside. I'm going long, expecting a revisiting to the top side up here, but I don't believe this to be the most likely scenario. I think that based off of history, we more often than not will break to the downside here, and if that does happen, again, I will be shorting down to those breakdown targets that I did previously mention. The first one being about $39.13, the next one being $37 on the dot. So overall, that is just a quick update for the day whenever it comes to Solana. I wanted to keep it very simple and very easy to follow. These are crazy times. I don't want to overcrowd you guys with information, so I try to condense all of my information down into the most simple means possible. And if you guys do enjoy that style of update, please do let me know in the comment section below, because I can do those much more often. Now, before we do go ahead and wrap up the video completely, I wanted to take a quick second and of course mention to you all what all is going on over on Satoshi Island and the sale that we are seeing on Tencent.io. Now, you guys know, not too long ago, I made a video about Satoshi Island. Tencent.io is a platform that I believe to be one of the best launch pads in the world. And for that reason, I have been updating you all when they release new things, new projects, because they have a tendency to do very well. And for that reason, I am, mentioning again Satoshi Island, because the NFT sale is now live. So what's going to happen is that there will be 4,000 NFTs sold over the course of 3 days over on marketplace.tencent.io. And as you can see here, they are already going on, and I'll get that pulled up in 1 second. My internet's a little bit laggy today. But what's going to happen is that new batches of 100 or 125 NFTs will be listed every 2 hours. It's a first come, first serve type of thing. Payment can be in BEP20, USDT, USDC, or BUSD, and the prices are starting at $1,900, but it does increase $50 every 8 hours with a final price of $2,250. So if you do go ahead, we go to marketplace.tencent.io/auctions. There we go. You can currently see, I believe it's around 40% currently sold. Yep. So it's at 40% sold. We're almost halfway through this sale. There's only 60% remaining, and the price is climbing again every 8 hours. So if you do find interest in that, if you did think Satoshi Island was interesting from the last video I posted, definitely go check out the NFTs. It could be something that may interest you as they do continue to develop. But with that said, that's going to be about it for today's video. Of course, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, you can always let me know simply by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. And I will see you all next time. Peace.